Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawa Shai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawa Shai, Brakti Hawa, Brakti Hawa Shai, Kala Lalim Lava Noah Yahawa Alahai Noah Bahasham Yahaw Shai, Bahasham Rakahak Barash. We're at the point of no return. Okay? Any minute, any time soon, the bubble will pop. You can feel the energy in the air. You can feel it in your gut. It's kind of an excitement, kind of a being on the edge type thing. Um, America is finished. Europe is finished. Obviously, America being the door of Babylon, New Egypt, Rome all over again, being ground zero also, where the bulk of Jake is, and me being residing in the UK, London. It is finished, because I remember how it used to be 30 years ago. But nevertheless, it's a sign of the times. A new mum has left her family completely shocked after sharing the X-rated name she unknowingly gave her newborn baby. The 20-year-old gave birth in January and wanted to keep the name a secret until she signed all the official documents. It wasn't until afterwards that her family were able to let her in on the real meaning behind the name. Now, whether this is staged or whether this is just someone that was paid to do it, or whatever the situation may be, it's a sign of the times, and it's in the New York Post, and it is online for the world to see. This would have never happened 20 years ago. This would have never happened 30 years ago. Okay, all right, and I don't know. I don't think this baby is a real one. Um, Nevertheless, they've named. She wanted the name to be sweet. She wanted the name to be a sweet nod to her grandparents, Harvey and Charlotte. So she decided to blend the two names together to form Harlotte. Harlot. Okay. What's the meaning of harlot? Let's find out. Harlot. Harlot definition. Oh. Okay, this is let's go here again. Harlot definition. Okay, here we are. Let's go to Merriam-Webster's. Slightly better definition here. Harlot, a person who has sex with someone in exchange for money. Prostitute. Okay. I mean, you've heard even older Jake women would call certain females that behave in a certain unsavory manner by calling them harlots. Okay. And there's a reason for that, because these were those people of the scriptures. Hence the reason why the name, these biblical terms, even as used in a slang way, are usually stated by Israelite males and females. Okay. But this woman, right, wanted to combine Harvey and Charlotte and came up with harlot. Okay. I mean, she's 20 years old, so she's Generation Z, so she's probably quite retarded anyway, whether she knows the definition of this specific name or not. But it's all done by design, and it's all done on the left-hand side in spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, to letting you know what the sign of the times are. Okay? She had never heard of the word harlot before, which is an old-fashioned word for a sex worker or someone who has multiple sexual partners. Taking to a baby name form on Reddit, the mom's cousin detailed the moment her family found out. My mom burst out, "You named the baby, you named the baby whore?" And my cousin started screaming, we are a loud family, but holy hell," she said. "That poor child harlot is so horrific, I can't even call the baby it." The cousin then admits that she's had to come up with a nickname for the baby. She came out very pink and and has a pudgy nose. So I'm calling her Piglet for now. Okay, so Piglet, pink, and a pig is a worst is a bottom feeder, right? It's filth. Didn't Yahushai cast all those demons, the legion, into swine and made them fall off a cliff, right? Because it was unclean spirits put into an unclean animal. All right. So this Edomite child, right, is more than likely an unclean spirit from way back when, called harlot through the spirit on the left hand side, and then on top of that they call a piglet, which is an unclean animal. So it's unclean spirit in an unclean animal. All right. Okay. Straight off the bat, people point out that there was an obvious alternative to naming the child harlot. Why didn't she call her? Why didn't she call her Charlie? Yeah, yes, it's a unique spelling, but it still a hat tip to the grandparents. The top comment read, even spelling it normally like Charlie would be fine. Well, Charlie, that's a male spelling. Charlie with a Y would be female. So this young generation is retarded as fuck, man. Straight up. And someone else pointed out, how do you have the opportunity to blend two names to form Charlie and still get it wrong? My cousin named her daughter the worst name ever. All right. And it's that time as well where, because Mystery Babylon is America, right? And it's the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. Okay? Then Alicia Keys wear that red garment as well, right? When they show America in certain documentaries, and they're talking about Mystery Babylon, they always show like that Statue of the Liberty figure with a red garment on. Okay? And this is just another spiritual sign of the times that we are at the end. You know? Revelation 17 and 5. And upon her forehead was written, and upon her forehead was a written, Salakia, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay? Abomination is a filthy, wicked thing. Isn't everything, and harlot, we just found out what harlot means, and abominations of the earth is everything filthy and wicked, which is in America. Okay? I mean, everything is foul there. They make mockery. They're kicking the Bible around. They've got Sodom and Gomorrah, I believe, rides or Sodom and Gomorrah section at Disneyland. And I've never been to Disneyland, not even Disneyland Europe, because I always knew that was something foul, and because you got a lot of the characters there are actually sodomites and pedos. So why would you let your young children play with them? I always knew that something wasn't right about that. You know, you got to watch your children closely, very, very closely if you have young children, right? I mean, this is going to the Disney thing. I mean, look, this is where we're at. You know what the Lord did to Sodom and Gomorrah, right? The 5 cities, one of them being Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord, destroyed it the way the nukes are going to destroy America, which is a modern version of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, a man is not a man anymore. A woman is not a woman anymore. But a faggot or a dyke can say, "Oh, I'm proud to be this, that, and the third." But if a man says, "Okay, I love women. I love natural born, organic, single women," right? If a man says that, he's being misogynistic or he's being a player or whatever, whatever term they want to deem, for a man to be a man, right? And you got these dykes everywhere shaving their heads. Some of them are nice looking women, shaving their heads and all that kind of thing and getting tattooed up, right? Talking about that they're going to take over the world, okay? Licking up on each other, One's dressed as a man, one's dressed as a woman, you know? We're in a foul, foul, foul world. And then Esau's already underpopulated, and they're the forefront of being faggots and dykes. Okay, so they're just making mockery. They're just uh, making the Lord even more angry. But the Lord is long suffering. Yahweh Hashem Yeshua is long suffering. When the Lord, goes full throttle and does that overkill, because then the Lord says he's going to come back, as a travailing woman. The Lord is going to do some overkill on you, damn devils, man. America is going to be obliterated. Okay. It's going to be obliterated. Look, look. They've got Mickey Mouse standing here. Like, look at that. Like that would be America today. Nukes coming from the sky. Look at that. Just look at that image. And this is in Disneyland. It's supposed to be like a happy, fun kind of environment, right? A happy, fun kind of environment where uh, children are supposedly, come there just to sort of like, have fun. Because when you're a child, you have your favorite cartoon characters, and you think the world of them. Like they, like if you're a child, you like He-Man or whatever, or you like the Thundercats. That was my time, right? Or maybe the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Not knowing that, okay, all that is not innocent. It's all something foul and unsavory behind that. You know, this is the sign of the times. Okay, America is not going to come back. Europe is not going to come back. This is the fall of your Edomite empire. The Edomites are the so-called white man, the Caucasians. Okay, the cave dwellers. All right, every nation has had a chance to rule. You Edomites, the so-called white man. You are the last ruling nation on this side before our Lord, our King, His Majesty, Malak Hamashiach Yahweh returns, who is a so-called black man. I'm saying black because that's a term you devils and heathens understand. And some of you too, and some of you dumb jakes too. All right? He's a dark-skinned brown man with an afro. He's gonna return and he's gonna obliterate everything. All right? Let me just read a little bit here, because you know what they're teaching the children. Orlando, Florida. In a bold statement against Florida's recently passed bill, which prohibits teachers from discussing inappropriate sexual topics with kindergartners, Disney World has unveiled its latest attraction, Sodom and Gomorrah. All right. Okay. We here at Disney stand proudly with those who seek to indoctrinate small children in gender ideologies, said CEO Bob Chapek or Chapek. That's why we've decided to unveil this exciting new thrill ride and allow kids, which is like you don't call it children, kids, call them children, kids meaning like goats, and allow kids, because what's a young goat? A kid, right? And allow kids of all ages to ride it. All right, ride it. He's got an exclamation mark at the end. Pervert. While waiting in line, small children and their parents will be educated by a voice recording about masturbation, the gender unicorn, safe kink, abortion, and BDSM. Once they board the ride, they will be treated to the thrill of a lifetime as the little cars take them through an ancient city smoldering with fire and brimstone. Well, you're going to see that for real. Okay? Why do you think they name certain parts of America like New Egypt and Iberia and what else did I see? Was it Calcutta or something? Yeah, they've even got a place called Calcutta in India. Not in India. Yeah, a place called Calcutta in America as well. They've got like basically names of ancient Egypt, different captivities Jake was in, right? Also names like Jerusalem and Salem, um, Israel Hill, Israel, whatever, in different parts of America. It's like they've got, because America is supposed to be was supposed to be the new world, right? So hence the reason why they got names from all the captivities Jake was in, which goes to show that it is New Egypt. All right. And if you Edomites think that America's gonna come back, it's gonna be like how it was in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, it ain't gonna come back to that. I know a lot of you Edomites, if you go on these old music, 90s R&B or hip hop and 50s doo wop and all that, you see Little Richard and all that and Chuck Berry, um, you know 70s R&B and Motown. You see all a lot of Jake and Edomites reminiscing about the old days. This is how it was then. This is how it was then. Yeah, my era was the 90s. I was in my 20s then. So for me, that was a cool decade. Yes, it was fun. Okay, when you don't know it, it was a cool decade. It was a different spirit out there as well. Okay, it was a really different spirit out there, and I've been noticing real small things as well. Okay, but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that America is not going to ever come back again, and America is not Jerusalem. It is not the what is it, the kingdom of heaven, or some people assume that. All right, You Edomites are going into slavery, all right, for putting your hands on the apple of the Lord's eye, the Israelites, okay? I'm even noticing, for example, certain people, if you're going to get like passport pictures taken, like little snapshots in those passport booths, because some of them are still here, right? Still exist, because obviously it's done digitally nowadays. Even the spirit in movies and shows and videos and for example, if you watch a movie from the 80s and 90s, it's got more of a robust, fun kind of spirit to it, and the way the colors look and everything, it looks different. Now you watch a movie from today, the acting is shit, right? And there's no robust brightness to the screen. It's like, it looks real dull and dry, right? And if you take a picture using these photo booths, right, and from the photo booths from say 20 years ago, the photo booths now make you look all dull and dreary. You're the same person, right? Okay, it's just a spirit. There's a certain energy and spirit out there the Lord is putting out there in everything. This place is losing it. It's like a light bulb, right? At the towards the end of its lifespan, where the light bulb is like dimming and dimming and dimming until the lights go out. Okay, that's what's happening to this world, and the Lord is putting that dull, dead spirit in everything. Okay, you can't even watch a movie right now. Okay, everything's fagged out. And if I watch a movie, it's got to be something dystopian or maybe something to do with spiritual power. Okay, but for the most part, especially Jake's my age, in their 40s or 50s, would watch shows from back in the day, from the 70s and 80s, just for like entertainment purposes, right? I mean, that's where we're at. Okay, you know, that's where we're at. America's not going to come back. It's going to be destroyed. Okay, with 200 million warheads, and other parts of the world are going to be hit too. All right, just a quick one. Just letting you know the sign of the times. We are at the end. All right. It's crazy. Look, she named her daughter Harlotte. All right. Let me just go into this. Let me just go into the. Yeah. Verse. Okay, we got Revelation 17 and 5. And upon her forehead was written, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great. Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, the Israelites, and with the blood of martyrs of Yahushai. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and the beast that carried her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, the beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder names were not whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. All right, so you're going to find out who's going to get out this, get out the destruction, and also whose names were not written in the book of life. You heathens, your names aren't in there anyway, because you're not part of the book. You're not the Israelites. All right. This is referring to the 2/3 that are going to die on this side. All right. Pursuant to Zechariah 13 and 9, I believe, where 2 parts shall be cut off. That'll be ground zero in America. And the other 1/3 that will be saved. And the 1/3 will be the names of the Israelites who are written in the book of life, the men, women, and children. All right. Just a quick one there. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bahashem Rakah HaKorash. America, okay, your rulership, you Edomites, you so-called Caucasian people, and you heathens too, because you heathens are right behind these Edomites, these so-called white people, you Arabs, you East Indians, you Chinese, you Japanese, you Polynesians, you any other nation that's not an Israelite, okay? You people are holding hands with Esau, pursuant to Psalms 83, because you try to cut us off from being in a nation, all right? But the Lord is turning that around. The tables are turning, and your time is nigh. All right, you are going into captivity. All right, you Edomites. And all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Rakah Kodash Muathabad Babal Kwam Yashwala.